So, namaste friends. So, good morning to everyone. Good to see you. Friends, today I want to explain international relations. International relations. So, the other day we had been already discussed this content in paper 3 in mains point of view. Today I want to explain a little more for the extension of whatever I said the other day class, international relations. Okay. First and foremost one is BCIM. BCIM. B stands for Bangladesh, C stands for China, I stands for India, M stands for Myanmar. So this is the BCIM. So it is a corridor, remember friends, between India and China. India and China. So friends, it is an initiative connecting India and China through Myanmar and Bangladesh as a corridor. That means, so to improve relations between India and China, there is a corridor. They started one corridor, that corridor named as BCIM. Next organizations, that is IBSA, IBSA. I stands for India, B stands for Brazil, SA stands for South Africa. That is IBSA. So friends, this is international organization. It is an international, so tripartite grouping for promoting international cooperation among these three countries. That means to cooperate internationally among these three countries. That is the IBSA. Okay, I means India, B means Brazil, SA means South Africa. IBSA, that is IBSA. So next BRICS. So 5 major emerging countries. 5 major emerging countries economically. Okay. So what are the five countries? B stands for Brazil, R stands for Russia, I stands for India, C stands for China, S stands for South Africa. That is the BRICS countries. We already discussed it in other day class. Okay. Next NAFTA. NAFTA. All are capital letters. Remember friends. NAFTA. North American Free Trade Agreement. That is the NAFTA. North American Free Trade Agreement. NAFTA. Friends, it consisting of 3 countries. That is Canada, USA and Mexico. That means there was an agreement signed by Canada, USA and Mexico. These 3 countries. Okay. Got it? So that is the NAFTA. There is some free trade agreement. That is a free trade bloc in a North American continent. Next one. Okay. Next is a OAU, Organization of African Unity. Friends, whether you believe or not, in African continent there are 54 countries, highest countries in African continent only. There was a 54 countries. There were 54 countries. Okay, they grouped together and formed this organization, OAU, Organization of African Unity. Friends, so they formed because of economically and politically for cooperation. Okay, in defense point of view also, okay, economic point of view, political point of view, education point of view, etc., technology point of view. So that is the OAU. One more is, okay, GCC, Gulf Coordination Council. GCC, already discussed in earlier class in international relation concept. Okay, so GCC means Gulf Coordination and Council. Okay, so it consisting of 6 countries are there. Okay, they grouped together and formed this GCC. 6 countries are there. What are the grouped countries? So Oman, Saudi Arabia, okay, UAE, United Arab Emirates. Next one, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain. These are 6 countries. They grouped together and formed this one for cooperation, for the cooperation of politically and economically. For the cooperation of political and economic point of view. They formed this one. Okay, that is the GCC. So next content is, friends, in South China Sea. I think you might know very well that one. In South China Sea, so many islands are there, small islands are there. They are the disputed islands between countries. Example, okay, Senkaku Islands. See, these are the disputed islands between Japan and China. Next islands, Spratly Islands. Spratly Island, S-P-R-A-T-L-Y, Spratly Islands. These are islands, are also located in South China Sea as well. So islands, these are disputed islands between China is one side, so Taiwan, so Philippines and Malaysia the other side. So fighting, okay, between the China and the three other countries. Okay, so for these islands. Next more islands, that is the Parcel Islands. Parcel Islands. These are the islands, disputed islands between China and Vietnam. That is why Vietnam approaching India slightly, okay, and asking India many times also to help them. That is why India also so eagerly, okay, so want to send BrahMos missiles. We already sent that BrahMos missile to Vietnam. Okay, so very good relationship as of now, India and Vietnam. Very good relationship is going on right now. Okay, so that is the very important. So that means we should study so the relations between India and Vietnam. That is the very important. Okay, so we already discussed SEO, we already discussed BRICS, etc., right? So that is the main organization, main organization in international level. Next one. So friends, I want to explain one more thing. I want to say one thing. That is, there are some organization in international level in which India is not a member. Namely, first one, United Nations Security Council, UNSC, United Nations Security Council. That is also called as Group 5. Group 5 means they are veto power countries. Group 5 countries had a veto power. That means whatever they said, final decision. That is the final law. That is the veto power. What are the 5 countries? So USA, Russia, France, UK and China. Okay, now India is going to next level, next 6th positions. That is, we are trying to join that 6th country in that UNSC. But China is opposing India to join in UNSC. Okay, so China is blocking India to join. Okay, now next, India is not a member in UNSC. India is not a member in NSC, Nuclear Supplier Group. Nuclear Supplier Group, NSC. India is not a member in NSC. India is not a member in NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. North Atlantic Treaty Organization. India is not a member in North Atlantic Treaty Organization. At the same time, India is not a member in OECD, Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development. India is not a member in OECD. At the same time, India is not a member in OIC, so Organization of Islamic Cooperation. India is not a member in OIC. At the same time, India is not a member in European Union, EU, capital letters, EU, European Union. India is not a member in European Union. At the same time, India is not a member in ASEAN countries. That means there are 10 countries in ASEAN group. That means ASEAN means Association of Southeastern Asian Nations. That is ASEAN countries. 10 countries are there. So we are not in a member in that ASEAN group. Okay. So next group, G7 group. India is not in G7 group. So earlier it was G8. So now Russia, okay, came outside from this group. That is why group 7 only today. Okay. So India is not a member in group 7. That means the group 7, these group 7 countries, very developed countries, economic point of view. in everything, in every sector also we will develop. That means so Canada, if you take Canada, if you take USA, if you take France, if you take Germany, if you take UK, United Kingdom, if you take Italy, if you take Japan, these are economically developed countries, that is group 7 countries. India is not a member in group 7. At the same, India is not a member in OPEC countries. OPEC means Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. Petroleum exporting countries. So India is not a member in OPEC countries. At the same time, India is not a member in EPIC countries. All are capital letters only. Remember, APEC. So Asia Pacific Economic Cooperations. India is not a member in EPIC, obviously. Okay, remember friends. So all groups are important. At the same time, in every group, every country, you should remember. That is very important. You should remember every country in every group. That is very important to remember. Okay. So that is the, so India is not a member all these organizations at the same time. So there are some countries, there are some organizations in which India is a member. Namely, first one, United Nations Organization. United Nations Organization, that is UNO. India is a member. At the same time, India is a member in SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or also called Shanghai Pact. India is a member in SCO. We already discussed it. We had already discussed that SCO. Okay. At the same time, India is a member in G20 group. G20 group. At the same time, India is a member in MTCR group. MTCR means Missile Technology Control Regime. M means missile, T means control, C means control, T means technology, C means control, R means regime. That means Missile Technology Control Regime. India is a member in MTCR. So there are 35 countries in this group. Remember friends, India is a member in MTCR group. But China is not a member in MTCR group. This is a big opportunity. This is a very big advantage for India to block China to join this MTCR. Because of China is blocking India to join that veto power countries, right? That is why. So India has a very big advantage to block China to join MTCR group. So that means what is this group? Friends, there is some exchange the missiles between countries, these member countries. For example, we developed BrahMos missiles, etc., right? Group BrahMos missiles, Agni missiles are there, right? Nav missiles, everything missiles we have, isn't it? So that means we can sell that missiles to other countries. At the same time, whatever the other countries had missiles, they can send. At the same time, we can also buy that missiles. That means there is some cooperation, there is some exchange, the missiles between among these 35 countries. So India is also member in MTCR group. Next group, Australia group. What is this group? It is a MECR group. M means all are capital letters only. Remember friends. M means okay. So MECR, multilateral export control regime. Multilateral export control regime. That is MECR. Okay. That means it is to help these member countries. So 43 member countries are in this group, Australia group. 43 membered countries in this group, Australia group. So that means it is to help these membered countries to control or spread of chemical weapons, at the same time the biological weapons. That is this Australia group. This is Australia group. So 43 groups are there. India is also obviously in that group. Is a member in that group. Next group, Wassenaar group. WASSENAAR. Wassenaar arrangement group. So it is also MECR. That means so multilateral. So export control regime. It is also MECR. So this group consisting of 42 countries. India is also obviously so member in that group. What is this group? This group to exchange conventional arms, goods and technology among these countries. Okay, so this is the India is a member in these all groups. Remember friends, China is not a member in MTCR. China is not a member in Australia group. China is not a member in Wagner group, Wagner arrangement group. That is why, so it is a very big advantage for India to control, to block China to join these groups. Why? Because China is blocking, China is interrupting India to join United Nations Security Council UNSC, that is group 5 countries, veto power countries. That is why it is a very big advantage for India to block China to join this Wagner group, Australia group at the same time. So MTCR group. This is the friends. These are the organizations. Friends, so today I will conclude this class. From tomorrow onwards, one by one we will discuss. Okay, I will take one concept and we will discuss. For example, what is the India and European relations, and what is the relations between India and Vietnam. So one by one concept we will discuss from tomorrow onwards. Okay, tomorrow onwards. See you tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow.